Okay, welcome back here. Okay, so we have example number 3. Example number 3 is our first introduction with fractions and equations. And so we have this 3/4 x, or 3/4 times x is equal to 12 over 20. Things you can do to make this easier: you could always reduce fractions. But there's one item that we definitely are going to do, and we're going to use the reciprocal. Now, we've used the reciprocal before when we divided fractions. It's the same idea here. We're still going to be dividing, because if you look at this, you have 3/4 multiplied by x. The opposite is division. Okay? The opposite is division. But we never divide fractions. We always just multiply by the reciprocal. So since we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, look what happens when I do this. If I multiply 3/4 by 4/3, it follows the definition of reciprocal, which means if you multiply a number by its reciprocal, it equals 1. I just got x by itself. So just because we see fractions, sometimes it's really easy, but whatever you do on one side, you're gonna have to do to the other side. Okay, so you multiplied 4/3 on this side, you gotta do to both sides. Very important. The same thing. If you don't do the same thing, it's not going to stay equal. So you got to do that to both sides. And then from here, we could do some cross canceling and then some multiplication. So right away, I see some cross canceling that can go on, and then we're just going to multiply straight across. So I know that 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. I know that 4 goes into 4 one time, and I know that 4 goes into 20 5 times, and I multiply straight across now. 4 times 1 is 4, 5 times 1 is 5, and so my answer is 4/5. Okay? And that's how you do it, using the reciprocal. Let's look at another one. Same idea. This time we have a negative though, and we have a 5. So we have a whole number and a fraction. So let's rewrite it. -7/9 d is equal to 5. So I have this. I need to make sure that this stays positive, because if I multiply, my answer at the bottom is going to be d equals, no negative d, just d. Well, right now I have a -7/9. Reciprocal again. But this time I'm going to use a -9/7. Negative and negative make a positive, so we already have that. These all cross out. 7 goes into 7, 9 goes into 9. That d by itself. Do the same thing to both sides, same idea. But this time we're going to multiply by a -9/7. Okay, so a couple of things that we need to do. First thing we need to do is we need to make this 5 into a fraction. 5 over 1. Okay, second thing we need to do is just multiply straight across. I know that this is going to be negative. 5 times a -9 is -45. 1 times 7 is 7. So my answer is going to be -45 over 7. Okay, so the question here is, how do I check my answer? Okay, well, very simple. Take your -7 over 9, and then d is going to be -45 over 7. Okay, multiplying. Should all equal to 5. Well, do a little cross canceling here to figure that out. Yes, negative times negative is a positive, so that works. 9 goes into 45. Well, 9 goes into 9 one time. 5 times, what's left? 5. So yeah, it works out. That's how you would check your answer. So you check your answer exactly the same way as you would check your answer when we were doing it before. Okay, your turn. Do these two, and then come right back.